Hello, it's time for Flashback, the weekly history quiz. Let's find out what's happened in history. All right, in 1856, the U.S. Army imports camels for use in the Wild West. Powerful lobbyists for mules disapprove. Amazing fact. Against that, a patient in ancient Egypt receives an artificial big toe. It's the first known prosthesis that doesn't just hide the injury, but helps her walk again. Absolutely fascinating. 950 BCE, incredible. Michelangelo copies an ancient statue and passes it off as a real antique. Oh, wow. Rather than denounce the fraud, a Vatican official gives him a job as a sculptor. Fair enough. Fair enough, 1496. A Japanese engineer survives a nuclear blast on a business trip to Hiroshima. Days later, yeah, I've heard about this guy, actually. This is extraordinary. Days later, he reports for work back home in Nagasaki and survives another. Yeah, honestly impossible to imagine. 1945, of course. Milton Hershey sells $1 million candy business to start another. Sells $1 million candy business to start another. People liked his caramels, but they'll really love his chocolate. Well, yeah, fair. Well, well done to him. I'm thinking early 20th century. Yeah, oh, right, as early as it gets, 1900. Friar Antonio, Spanish explorer, draws a map of North America depicting California as an island. The error sweeps across Europe and will persist for 100 years. Yeah, that is a funny thing. Somewhere in here. Yeah, 1620. At Valley Forge, a Prussian general helps train U.S. troops. He complains that Europeans just follow orders, but American soldiers need to know why. Fascinating. That'll be sometime in the late 18th century. Yeah, 1778. Pheidippides, a Greek messenger, makes a long heroic run, the inspiration for the marathon race. But he doesn't just run 26 miles, he runs 150 miles and back. Wow. Okay, well, we really undersold the whole marathon thing. Yikes. Put that here. Yeah, 490 BCE. Okay, John White returns with supplies for Roanoke, the first English colony in America, but everyone, even his daughter, has vanished. He never sees them again. Yeah, one of those weird things. How do I actually not know if this is before or after 1620? I'm going to say before. Yeah, 1590. Not long before, so I guess it was fair enough that it's only 30 years, which in the space of this game can be not very much. Okay, great. Well, I got them all right this week, which is nice because that hasn't been happening to me every week recently. So that's nice. Let's see what tripped people up. Most people, nearly everybody, correctly placed I always wonder when you see 2% of people rather than under 1%. Where on earth else would you have put this? Anyway, 98% of people got that right. About a quarter of people misplaced Pheidippides, the Greek messenger. Nearly everybody correctly placed Michelangelo, of course. Half of people misplaced Roanoke. Again, I was, not 100% confident of that one. 15% of people misplaced the misapprehension around California. A similar proportion misplaced Valley Forge and the training of U.S. troops. A tenth of people misplaced Hershey chocolate, maybe putting it too early, perhaps. And again, 2% of people misplaced the man who survived both the Hiroshima and Nagasaki nuclear blasts. All right, well, there we have it. Another interesting week in historical events, I think. Hope you enjoyed it. Back next week with more of this. Bye for now.